So me dey trim ya na Mavin Heart Foundation be a center no mental health center ewo Assin Adubiase wo Assin South District na very close to Assin Fosu close even though say Assin South that's a district mo but close to Assin Fosu na iti tu bebre by teacher for headmasters ahemfo ewo Assin Adubiase ne man tem nyina health insurance manager or Assin central municipal also ebabi na titu na eba medina say because mental health there do na and say any mem had I said I am funny serious answer the bones mental health ho why in say sebi obi apan tumegu and say nipa no nam dwom stress ade so oye niam sebi ho ni mfa so ansa na adwen ba so na so mpenfo e bae no etufo ekekere mfa so e wo so say ahyase ya ntumi aboa na afoforo anase omo adwum ha omo bibi kire omo so a bitumi de house abrom no ometutu anamo na omaba mental health center ya omo bi e wo Assin Adubiase wo Presby Assin Adubiase Presby school ni nche ho nti udu Assin Adubiase no akaso wo hwe Presby school ho udu ho no pepe bon say asema nursing training am hostel na chi ho oho na ewo ndi Mavin Heart, yes, Mavin Heart Foundation more penny pa colonials kaide ono so ekasa hemfofo mo Adubiase any man tem nyina so ekasa etu omo mba ho nyina afo na ani nyina so wie na fidie afi na odu say omo bo ma no so twede freshman tin bibia oho so enye mental health yeke na omo kitchen bo ha even Brooklyn Inshira kitchen nti se oba ho begie futuo fa mental health ho no mutufu wi o no sanso mo bibi na sanso e twa wonum so no sanso e de twa wonum na bibi o hia bia so na etumi akoso ma meka san wan de mienti ensem ni bia mpenfo e ba honum ani eche ensem bia mpenfo no bi so etumi kan ebetumi aboa na ye nyina yetumi ho mfa so ewo mental health so ye bo ya adwen ho ayaresa ho ban no ye ho mfa so ewo so
from the chiefs, all these prominent people in this community. That's why we have met here today. So let's all rally behind this and welcome this facility in this community and make good use of it, and it will benefit us all. Thank you.
Your friend will create more about health insurance manager. Andra and invitation way. Now, Nipa the invitation by no say mental health issues we ever discussed. Nana will be copa into almost sorry. Mamma Cromwell. The no dear, nay, and a member. You say mental nan yes, and you will say me baha. Health insurance, yes, so it will become a woman. Buy no beside the bedu, say a day and cassa. No, so a sea so epi, the mammy. And I know Nipper and they are maybe Bumping Junction. Fine woman. Na tie a disco me ho. Uhumia, Miss Cantu Coco. This kind of man, no, I say, I say, Cotoco, mammy. The Canadian man, your family go to Coco, Miss Uncle to Coco man, the Canadian, G. Only I has I shall me also. Which me recognizes a woman is cut to Coco. So really be a man. Near an example of my cheesy crew. No more be much to fee, so I dream no. Akaka. Opinion you come abobra every baby, scrub a bearman and say, Miss Kady or buying for Jammy. Say, you know about Fata Sicana. ɔbaa no dwen ho a ɛnsi ɛna ɔmo ba abɛboa yɛ ɛyɛ sɛbi ɔmo a ɔmabɔ dam nko ara wo a biribi nti no adwene no ɛnsisi so yɛnu bi wɔ ha a wonya broken heart pain wobaɛ ha yi a yɛni saa hospitals no bi wɔ ha ɛhwɛ ɔmo a ɔmo adwene mu aka no ɛno nti no ɛwɔ sɛ opinion leaders ɛna rely on them ɔmo aboa yɛnya saa nkurɔfoɔ yi nti asɔre ama ɔmo ahemfo betumi de aba assembly members MPs MCs any other person bi a kurom hɔ na community hɔ no betumi di yɛni ɛto wɔ anim maybe Heart Foundation ebeduru ha yi yɛ sure sɛ nkurɔfoɔ yɛ sɛ ɔmo start aba ha a they will have a whole list of people a wɔ sɛ wɔde nipa no ba yɛ asɔre na yɛ capture ne fingerprint no nyinaa yɛ print card no ɛde ma no sɛ list no ba na many around a ɛda bedu ɛwɔ ha wode si no so a obetumi etwa ne picture kra na ɔde asɛnde me WhatsApp na hwɛ na mayɛ obetumi so ɛde aba yɛ asɔre hɔ na yɛahwɛ na yɛ ama those people.
First, it is really important for the brain development of children because our early experiences in life shape our brains and it lays down the foundation of how we think, how we feel, and how confident we are later in life. And it's also important for learning and school because a calm and safe mind can focus, remember, and succeed easily, but a stressed and anxious or sad mind is blocked of learning. So, and then also the relationship to others are built up in our childhood. Children can practice to trust others, they can practice to share things, to handle their anger, and also in their childhood they mirror everything they see, so they also mirror the behavior they observe in others and adults. Also, the relationship to ourselves is built up in our childhood. So if we experience a lot of encouragement, this builds up our confidence. But if we receive a lot of criticism or insults or even violence, this really plants self-doubt. And the last point is our grow into responsible and healthy adults, and this builds like stronger families and stronger communities for the future. So to sum it up, good mental health helps children to learn better, to build healthy relationships, to handle their emotions, and to develop self-confidence. And when a child mentally suffers, they may struggle to learn to concentrate, they withdraw or act out, they feel anxious, sad, or hopeless, and they might lose interest in school or play. So now I would like to point out that there is a huge difference between mental well-being, then mental health issues, and mental disorders, because often if we hear like mental health issues, we think of insanity or something like this, but this is only one extreme thing, because we have like the well-being on the one side, and then we have like the really severe mental illnesses, what we think of like insanity, but there are many steps between this, in which we can also have mental health problems without being completely insane or completely sick. So for children, it means like sometimes children have issues and challenges, for example, before exams or when they lose a friend, and that's completely anything. So I will just read it out loud and then explain it a bit to you. So our case study is: a woman lost her husband 3 months ago. Since he passed, she is deeply in grief. In the morning, she goes to work and tries her best to concentrate. Her workplace is actually a good distraction from her sadness. When she comes home, she thinks a lot about her husband. She doesn't want to meet with her friends and family because it reminds her of how much she misses him. She's hopeless that she will ever feel happy again. So I think this is an example out of like the normal life, and in the worst case, this could happen to every one of us. And like this woman in my example feels like really bad, but this is a normal reaction to the things that like happened in her life. But it's not yet a disease because her daily life still works. She can still go to work, and like everything is still functioning, but still she feels bad and might need some support. Okay. Yeah, I hope you understand that. Do you have any questions? Yes, please.
Not a question, but a contribution.
Mm-hmm.
I think lots of relatives, especially dependents, will be a woody white green or kumina atoneso or no wow. Now, maybe are we free? It will need the pressure about also. So, the person who feeds you, supports you in everything, maybe you had an accident or pass on. In fact, it gives you a lot of stress. Thinking of who will continue such gesture, it brings a lot of pressure.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. And yes, please.
Also, some couples do not have friends outside their partners. So if one dies, it becomes so difficult for the other. So it creates a whole lot of depression for the other. So such people will need.
Yes, that's right. And that's really, yeah, please.
Yeah. So there is something called ACEs, okay, adverse childhood experiences. I think sometimes we don't pay attention to this. Oh, mechanical. Most often, yeah, Jane cause and yamawe. But as a chain, I say, yenshi muno. The cause it has an effect on a child. So let me take worst case scenarios. If a woman is insulting the husband at home, there is a way that is going to affect the child. If the husband is beating a woman at home, there is a way it affects the child. And most often, Akolano onim say inyama way na contributed to the way of reasoning and in the classroom activities. But in Brakon, our own, Bone says Sanyamani will come into play. Or baby, or there might be one man as a club or a few moon, Ebiana or so put on your Babacasa, and I was also in a number for baby. Because of Nyamo who feel. It is down who knew won't me explain. This will be years, and now when you'll be a bad guy, then signing color bring time now. Silent person, so I know be a knee. Only we are born a hand. It's in patch of Sanyaman kitten when
Yeah, thank you. And that's actually also the point we want to make here, that you don't have to be completely insane and ready to go to psychiatry to seek for help. Sometimes we just are not feeling well because something happened in our life, maybe in our childhood or in our adult life. And this is also a point where we can just search for help, search for support. And I think this is also the reason why we have this mental health center here.
Okay, now I want to talk to you about positive and negative influences that are existing on mental health. But first, I want to point out that there are some general influences, such as personal circumstances, genetic predisposition, social, cultural, economic, and environmental factors. But there are kind of three main factors that influence our mental health. We have the biological factors that are including physical health, genetics, diet, sleep, but also the age. Then we have the psychological factors like self-worth, self-image, and emotions, and the social factors including relationships, families, culture, work, money, but also access to support. Now I want to talk about the positive factors. And before I'm going to mention them, I want to point out that all the factors are interconnected and build a strong foundation for mental health. So at first we have loving and being loved, but no, not only in a romantic kind of way, but more in a feeling of being connected, being supported, and being valued. Then we have self-confidence, because when we trust ourselves, we're more likely to take chances to grow and to reach our full potential. Then there's security. Without a basic sense of safety, it's really hard for us to focus on growth or happiness because we're stuck in a mode of survival mode. Then there's the feeling of freedom. It's about autonomy. So being able to live accordingly to our values instead of just reacting to the pressure from others. Social skills actually play a crucial role as well, because they don't just help us to get along with others, they also make us feel understood and less alone. It's also important how we deal with problems and difficulties as smoking or using drugs, because it really affects both our mind and our body. In addition to that, we have substance misuse that is often used to escape our emotions, but they actually increase the risk of anxiety and depression and can lead to long-term stress or trauma. So now I want to ask you guys if you have any ideas. Maybe someone can translate in Twi. Yes, good and poor mental health. So maybe especially in children, because then it's might be easier to observe.
Yeah, I think in children I'm a perfect example, so I can. Growing up, sometimes I'm very timid in class, you know, and it's because I came from a background that I wasn't able to build a strong self-esteem. You know, I was told I'm wrong in a lot of things, so I end up in classroom and I'm like always timid, something that I know answers to. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, so extreme shyfulness, fearfulness, also maybe showing signs of withdrawing themselves. And like in your example, you might have. Thank you.
Last one that I'll add is parents. So I'll add parents. I will form. Most I did be obey you, and I'm calling now.
Great. Now, what can I call for eating disorders when I'm a for receiving between between her? Come back in Ashram. Now, I come and how to one seven on Papa below bus. Now, Uchi about for bus, no guns about for. On one way, I reck a crown, which your bus. Now, so transport you more from one place to the other. So, do Phyllis and loading for free. We don't could be a macaco. Nti me could be as free or be a bit in the movie. To go for 3 million or volcano, and all them call a more IR Sabia. Say, go for the also, the more we check was him on the why it's about that. What me trims I said I will call him today. Almost him 8 years and said, you more. And they maybe to yet. Aye, great, that's also. Somebody you do maybe a place to thrive, no. We are going to have an explanation to it, how it came by. But Raphael, Edin Kanye Beche, Marvin Foundation, how it came by, and all those things. But now we are going to listen to how a place to thrive, and how it came to be. And then we are going to invite Brother Cornelius Kayode. Yeah, Brother Kayode. Kayode, yeah, Nigeria for the. Okay, Yoruba, right? Now, so near Bow Yoruba, dear. It's just that.
Good morning. Afternoon already. Oh my goodness. Yes, the weather is not giving me the afternoon vibe yet, so I'm still thinking on the afternoon. But thank you all so much for being present here. I see a lot of dignitaries in the house today. Your presence means a lot for me. The chieftaincy. I am a typical Yoruba boy, so most time when I speak, I always go into my dialect to explain some words, and then I'll try to repeat them in English. But in my place, the chieftaincy council, and I really appreciate their blessing back to the people at home. We know about the reputation. I dare to use my own country as example. While we were
na bibi ɛha no adwendwen bi atɔ ne soɔ ne sɛ nti yɛsrɛ sɛ obi biara a obetu ne nan ɛde asi saa bea yi so yi bibi biara ɛha na anam so ma ɔde baeɛ no ɛnyɛ yie ɛma no sɛ ɛyɛ sɛbi abɔdam mpo a nipa korɔ no etu ne nan esi saa bea yi so a na bɔdam no ɛnti nkɔ ɛyɛ wɔ haw biara a ɛwɔ nipa korɔ ne so no sɛ otu ne nan na osi hanom a saa adekorɔ no a ɛha no no ɛntutu ɛmfiri ne mu yɛbue ɛdan wɔ nyame agya nyame ɔbaa nyame hu nkronkron din mu
Ti una motiesi bia dwumadi na kɔɔyɛ na masan so ahwɛ yɛhu abrɔfo na volunteers no amono me abrɔfo no mo di nkyerɛkyerɛ ɛfa mental health center no ho ɛne mental health ho ɛde kyerɛ yɛ afoforo nti ɛda no de ɛfɛ no so ɛfɛ pa na de bia ba koto abrɔfo hɔ betu Ghanafoɔ hɔ wo kɔ mental health challenges bia ɔmbɛboa na ɔmɔtumi asolve sa issues no nyinaa so de ama ɛno so nti ɛwɔ Assin Adubiase ɛwɔ Central Region, Assin South District, but close to Assin Fosu. If you Assin District, Assin Fosu by 10 minutes be 10 minutes per and the ɛdan so ɛwɔ Adubiase Presby School mu hɔ a nurses for no hostel baako na wɔ Adubiase Presby hɔ no Chihuana dan nso ɛwɔ ɛno nso ɛwɔ nti ebie mabie Mavin Hat ne Brooklyn Isha mabie ɛyɛ ɛdan na no nti mental health issue bia ɔde kɔ hɔ no a nso ɛyɛ ade a ɔbɛtumi aboa na amaso abo nso ɛde ama so that me kan no mbosan to kitchen ɛwɔ inside the kitchen no ɛno de ɛyɛ aduane to ba hɔ na bi nye yi sa na mo organic ka ni bi na nya mental health go hɔ yɛ aduane bi wɔ yɛ kom to ma o bin to bi dia na ohun si bia ɛno so na ɛte ɛno so ɛwɔ hɔ a place to thrive. Yes, nti ni ɛno so hɔ nti mo yɛ bia wi na mpanifo ne na mo jinja yi mfoni Adubiase mine ni we nyina very fantastic ya kyerɛkyerɛfo mo mantem ho nyina teacher form bi fi ya Assin Dompem mo nyina nso etumi eba dwumadie no so ase na mo wie na mo ka ma no aduane de bu so pa obi oba obi enye bi nom enye bi di enye bi ye ni ade di and then the course why because sa be a course sa the Echo Zone 360 subscribe channel no na information be on here be na haya and